All right, I want to bring in
Have a
now
good weekend,
Kingsview
Charles.
Wealth Management CIO and Fox Business contributor Scott Martin, along with Bolvin Wealth Management Group President Gina Bolvin. Scott, it does feel like this market, though, this week is waiting for something. I mean, I think to Jim's point, we know on the downside it feels like we've got support, so few people are loath to get out, but many are also wondering what's going to be the next spark. What do you think?
Well, yeah, the market is waiting for, I think, higher prices. And I feel like we're back in high school and Jim cheated off my paper because he's totally right about a lot of the points. I mean, I love how many times he said put, because you could put a put on anything pretty much in this market, Charles. But he said something super important. The earnings estimates, my friend, for the S&P for 2021, I agree with him 100%, are going to be like $200, okay? With the Fed backstop, the Treasury backstop, interest rates at zero for pretty much forever, for the rest of my life, certainly. Let's put a multiple on $200 of earnings. Why don't we? 20? 25? Let's do that math. That's S&P 4,000 at the very least, S&P 5K at the very worst.
Wow.
So you've got a reason to buy stocks here on any pullback. And that's just the lay of the land, man. That's straight up math for you.
And Scott, I got to be honest, I don't remember you being this excited about the market for some time. So I
drank a lot of coffee this morning.
We're going to use that Fox Business breaking news banner on the bottom. Gina, what are your thoughts here with this market? What everyone is saying, do you sometimes feel like even when you do the numbers and you may come to the same conclusion, maybe we're all being a little bit too sanguine about this?
I think there's so many reasons to love this market, and I'm really excited about it as well. But, the market is prone to fits and starts, and maybe we need a little bit of a fit, right, in order to make new highs. We wouldn't be surprised if there's a small correction. When I was on in October, we talked about how there was volatility before the election, after the election, when uncertainty lifts, the market rallies. Well, let's take a look back at some of the cyclicality, some of this election history. February is generally the worst month after a new president is elected. So we might see some volatility, and we would use that as a buying opportunity.
Can you define a fit for me? Is it 3%, 10%? What's a fit in your world?
3% might be a good opportunity. I mean, it doesn't seem like anything's going to stop this market, but 3%, 5%, I wouldn't put a number on it.
All right. Hey, let's talk about, we've talked about here, the broad market. I want to talk about some of these nuances, right? Obviously a monster week for Bitcoin. I read this morning where Jay-Z and Jack Dorsey now getting involved. We know PayPal is extending acceptance to Venmo. JP Morgan, the co-president there, said they inevitably have to deal with it. All day long, headlines. I can't even keep up. I'll go back to you, Scott, on this. Are you? I know you're a gold guy. Have you bought any Bitcoin? And the greater acceptance of it, does it change your thoughts on the overall economic structure in the markets at all?
Well, we have some Bitcoin, not as much Bitcoin as we have gold, just because the volatility in Bitcoin is crazy. It's more volatile than I am, which says a lot. And I like it as an asset class, just like we like gold, Charles, because it's not stock and it's not bonds. I think as far as the overall structure with the markets and economy, what it says, it just speaks to the ingenuity and the availability to investors that they have to make money in difficult markets. And I think Gina points out something interesting. That fit that she's talking about, besides thinking about my kids when I hear that word, is like stuff like GameStop. Remember the GameStop, AMC, and Bed Bath & Beyond blow up from a couple weeks ago? I can't tell you, Charles, how many calls I got over those couple days when things were going crazy in the markets. We were down, 5% quickly, that people were like, oh my God, we got to get out. This is the market breaking down. And those are exactly times like we're going to have going forward when you have to buy in, because the sentiment shifts that quick, and that tells you that this is a market that wants to go up.
It's a market that wants to go up, Gina, but are there any particular niches or sectors that you think probably will lead the pack?
Well, let me just go back to Bitcoin. I don't own any Bitcoin. My clients don't own any Bitcoin with me. And I do think there's some transactional risk in Bitcoin. What are you going to take your $40,000 Bitcoin to the Tesla showroom? By the time you get there, it could be $30,000, $30,000 worth. And I just don't see a lot of practicality right now in Bitcoin. But what we do see some opportunity in right now is the financial services sector. And if you take a look at the XLF, which is the broad exchange traded fund for financial services, or you take a look at the more aggressive KBE, which is just the banks, you'll see that they haven't done anything in 14 years, and they're on the verge of a breakout.
All right. We'll see. I'm reading where those traditional banks have maybe lost it. It's not just Bitcoin, it's fintech. And I'll borrow a phrase from President Biden, eating their lunch, so they better break out soon, or maybe I don't know, maybe it'll be 15 years. Scott, Gina, thank you both very much.